Hey guys, Chelsea here from Making Manzanita. Today we're going to teach you how to winterize sprinklers with an air compressor. Now this is something you need to do if the weather in your area gets below freezing, and you can just use a typical air compressor that you would have in your workshop. Anything between a 4 to 6 gallons should be enough. And you want to be sure you have a hose long enough to reach all the way to your sprinkler system, or be sure you have a plug near your sprinkler system control valve. You can see here we have a really long hose, so it reaches all the way from our garage to the control valve for our sprinkler system. So you'll see here, if you're not sure where it is, this is what it looks like from the top when the lid is on. It's just a green, at least in our area, it's a green lid that says control valve, and it's at our house, it's located near the front of the house. And it's just a box in the ground. There's a little bag of insulation that is placed on top of it underneath the lid, and this is what it looks like. So you're going to need an adapter like this. This is to plug the hose for the air compressor into the sprinkler system, and we'll be sure to link the one that we use down below. And then you're also going to need just this crescent wrench to undo the spout there. So you want to start by turning the water off. That's the blue handle that Logan just turned. And then you want to open up the water supply line, and that'll just help get the pressure out of the water lines. And you want to just let that water kind of spill out to just manually drain the system before you put air into the system to blow the excess water out. So then you just want to give that a little time to let some of that water, you can see it's starting to spill out from the water supply line, and that'll start to try to change the pressure in the water lines. And you'll just give that a minute before you put the adapter onto the end, and you'll just screw it into place. And then you'll attach the air hose that is coming out of your air compressor into that adapter. And then you want to wait, and you'll hear the air compressor turn on, and wait until it comes to full pressure. You can set the air pressure regulator on the air compressor machine to a maximum of about 80 psi, and that's if you have rigid PVC pipe systems. If you have something more like a flexible black pipe, you can set it to something lower. 50 psi should work. But we have the hard rigid PVC pipe system, so we set ours to 80. So once you get everything connected and you hear the air compressor come to the full pressure and stop running, then you can go over to your control box for your sprinkler system, and you want to run each zone individually. Your air compressor does not have enough power to blow the whole system out at once. So you want to go zone by zone and turn it on for about 1 to 2 minutes. Just manually, and keep an eye on it as it's running, and you'll see the water start coming out. You'll see the sprinklers pop up and the water start coming out, and it'll sound a lot different than it normally does when the sprinklers are running, because there's air getting blown into the system as well. And you want to try to run the sprinklers until there's no more water left and just air, but don't let the air continue to run without water. So once you see the water stop and it's just air, then you want to turn off the system, because you don't want to melt the sprinkler heads, and that's what'll happen if there's just air running through it for too long, like less than a minute. So you just want to keep an eye, go zone by zone, do 1 to 2 minutes at a time, give it a few minutes in between blowouts to just let the sprinkler heads cool down before running it again. And we needed to run ours about 2 times before we could tell that all the water was out of the lines. After you've gone through all of your zones, you can simply just take that hose off of the adapter and just let the excess air kind of come out of the pipes as we're doing here. And then you can remove the adapter and put the cap back on the water pipe. And then you just want to leave the water off for the remainder of the winter. Now you definitely want to do this, like I said, if the temperatures in your area drop below freezing. You do not want your water supply pipes in your sprinkler system to freeze, and they definitely will if you have water remaining in them and the water freezes and you could do some major damage. So that's why you want to do it. And even if it doesn't get below freezing, you definitely don't want water just sitting in your pipes while the sprinklers aren't running regularly throughout the winter, because it can just lead to corrosion and it'll rot your pipes out if the water's just sitting in there. So that's why you definitely want to be sure you do this every winter. And you can certainly, like we showed you, you can do this even as a beginner DIYer. If you have an air compressor in your workshop, the process is really pretty simple. The alternative is to call a landscaping company and have them come do a sprinkler blowout. But these, in our area at least, they can get pretty hard to schedule. The landscaping companies get really busy during the late fall season, and you may not be able to find one that has time for you, or you just may want to be looking for a way to save some money, and you'll definitely save some money doing this yourself. We hope you enjoyed this video on how to winterize your sprinkler systems with an air compressor. Let us know if you have any questions about the process down in the comments below. And if you have any ideas for a future video, we're all ears. We're here always teaching you DIY and renovation type tutorials, and we'd love it if you would subscribe to our channel while you're here. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.